At first glance, Birdie Hall doesn't play an important role in the story of Lisa the Painful, like with almost every other party member. He's cute, silly, hella drunk, and bought the whole stock of alcohol from a bar. Who cares about a silly drunk, right? However, if you actually read and learn more about Birdie Hall, in my opinion he plays a very important role in Lisa. He represents the idea that people handle trauma differently. Let me explain. Birdie is really similar to Brad. They look similar, they both suffer from an addiction, they both have their own unique fighting style, and they both hate themselves. Brad believes he's a failure. So does Birdie. They both experience a great pain that was out of their control. Brad tried to save Lisa, but she committed suicide. This horrible incident was out of Brad's control. He couldn't stop Marty. It's why his guilt is eating him up. He blames himself for Lisa's death. Birdie lost both of his sons, Joey and Jimmy. Birdie had a minimum wage job, and it couldn't cover the cost for Joey's medicine for his illness. Joey died, and this led to Jimmy to commit suicide shortly after. Birdie feels like he is a failure. Even though he tried his best, he couldn't afford the medicine for Joey. He let his sons die. Like Brad, this was out of his control. So Brad and Birdie are very similar, and even though their pain is different, they do share some common ground. However, they are very different. As you can guess, it's how they handled their trauma. Brad is awful. He kills people, he forces his allies to play Russian roulette, he beats up and kills his closest friends, he hurts Buddy, you know, the one person he's trying to keep safe. He destroys his adopted son's army, and he beats up his own son to the point of near death. His trauma is controlling him. He can't even listen to his own father begging for mercy. He walks a path of destruction. It's so bad, he sees Buddy as a second Lisa, a second chance. He is blinded to the pain he's causing her, thinking what he's doing is protecting her. On top of that, he's addicted to joy, a really, really bad drug. For Brad, he deals with his trauma by taking joy and causing pain to others. Unlike Brad, Birdie is happy, or appears happy. He pushes the idea of friendship being more important than family. Whether or not that mindset is healthy is one thing, however it helps ease Birdie's pain. Who cares about his dead children? Birdie doesn't. Make friends and live for the now. He's full of joy when he becomes Brad's friend. Not the pill, the emotion. But honestly, he's probably happy with the whiskey Brad gave him. He isn't ruining people's lives. He's enjoying beer. I mean, yeah, he suffers from alcoholism, but honestly, joy is much worse. Plus, he's minding his own business, he's living for himself, living to have a good time with friends. He's happy. He seems to be doing well. The loss of his kids isn't eating him up. It needs to be mentioned that if Birdie is in Brad's party in the end, he mentions having a last drink for the working man. Both Brad and Birdie are just working people. They never lived in luxury. The pains they went through were out of their control, and at the very least, Birdie hasn't forgotten about his two sons. He misses them. My final point I want to make is that this isn't a competition. I'm not saying Birdie's better than Brad, or Birdie's a weak fool who brushes his family to the side. In the end, what matters is that people handle trauma differently. No matter how similar the trauma is, it's different for everyone, and Birdie Hall represents that. Even though he's a minor character in Lisa the Painful, in my opinion, he is very important.